Welcome back to episode 36 of the Gory Gays, the horror podcast where two boyfriends slash up and bleed out. Your favorite.
You're doing great. And not so favorite.
Horror movies. This is Stanley.
And I'm Alex.
I'm sorry. I sounded like a game show host. Like I was like, yo,
welcome back.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm so confused.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Anyway, hi. Welcome back. We can never get through an intro.
No, not really.
It's so funny. Anyway.
And mind you, this is our second intro for this episode.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you fucked up the first one.
But we're not going to re-record that, so it's fine. In the can.
We're moving on.
Welcome back, guys. Like I said, this is episode 36, and we are going to be talking about Love Lies Bleeding.
Wow.
I need to say it in a normal voice. Love Lies Bleeding.
Love Lies Bleeding.
Yeah, that's the movie we're talking about this week.
That's what we're talking about this week?
This week.
I thought we were here to talk about Celine Dion's Netflix episode premiering June 25th.
Wait, what are you talking about?
You know, she has her documentary coming out on Netflix June 25th. Celine Dion.
Wait, hold the phone. I literally...
You better know something about this. It better not be the first time you're hearing about this. It's been, like, everywhere. Like, Celine Dion, like, that's why they keep showing her over and over. Like...
Wait, what? Is this actually a thing? Love Again on Netflix?
I don't know what it's called, but it's supposed to come up.
I Am Celine Dion? Courage? Wait, no.
I don't know.
Are you making this up?
I hope not.
I Am Celine Dion.
Because, you know, it's been, like, all over, like TikTok and, like, Instagram, like, Celine Dion talking about this and that.
No, you're not wrong at all. It's actually on Prime, though.
Oh, I thought it was Netflix.
Okay, it's Prime.
So what is it? I Am Celine Dion.
I Am Celine Dion. Yeah, I fucking Googled that shit quick.
So correct news, wrong network. But yeah. I have my info.
No, I'm gonna give that one to you. That's insane. I love Celine Dion.
You guys, who doesn't?
Oh, I know that this is not a podcast about Celine Dion and that she is literally not related to horror movies at all. But oh man, I'm at least team Celine Dion. What about you?
Of course, absolutely.
Oh, this is a gay podcast too, you guys.
Yeah, hello. I mean, first and foremost.
Let's fucking be real here. Okay.
All right. Moving on from Celine.
Yeah, let's move on from Celine Dion. I'll be watching that.
Yes.
I will be watching that. It's been a couple of weeks. We took last week off because we had celebrated our birthdays.
Happy birthday to you.
Sing it, baby.
Happy birthday.
I turned 38.
I turned 43 again.
Yeah. Oh, God.
That Sheriff turned 9.
God. And yeah, so we celebrated our birthdays, and then I just worked a lot. It's starting to get hot, and then we just bunkered down.
It's summer season.
It's summer season. We are just hanging out with the dogs and watching a lot of movies. We saw Inside Out 2.
Oh, man, that just fucked me up.
It was very, very stressful. They've introduced the new character, or the new emotion, rather, of anxiety, voiced by Maya Hawke, and who also sounds a lot like Emma Stone. We've decided.
Yeah.
But damn, dude, what a crazy little movie. We were looking around and we were like, dude, this movie is for kids. And there are a lot of adults in this audience who are biting their nails off.
No, it's quite the plot. And it's it'll get you, man. You fucking better bring some Kleenex.
So that was a really curious theatrical experience. But...
And you know what? For once it was a full theater. Like, it's been so long since I've seen a full theater. Normally when we go, there's like maybe 7 people or 10 people the most at a theater.
What up, COVID? There were little sick kids everywhere just sniffling and not the greatest
sticky fingers and
moment, but yeah, it was still nice. We got to use our AMC Stubs rewards and get our popcorn and our refill and our free soda and an icy. That was cute.
Yeah.
We watched Big Fish and liked it so much that we got it on 4K shortly after. It
was Stanley's first time.
What a movie. I don't know how that had been skipped out on my Tim Burton radar over all these years. It's such a beautiful little supporting performance from Jessica Lange as well. So for all you Jessica Lange fans, it's really nice. And Ewan McGregor is really good in it. The visual effects are outstanding. And it's got like everything that you love of Tim Burton. It's got like really great effects, like I said, and the performances are just really nice. Helena Bonham Carter, and
it feels like a dream, right? Like it was filmed like a dream.
It's so extravagant,
very cloudy and cute.
It's such a good story, and I think it's based off a book, right? I might be wrong.
So
we should watch the special features that come on the Blu-ray that we got.
Yeah.
But what else did we watch? We didn't watch a lot. We're pretty much caught up on Harry Potter. We're about to start the final film tonight. I think that's what we're gonna close out tonight with once we're all wrapped up with this. But that's been a whirlwind, you guys. I think I've decided the wand I'm going to get is the Luna Lovegood wand.
Do it.
Because she is my favorite character.
That's the only character.
I think that she is absolutely my favorite character in the entire series. Yeah,
she's pretty dope. Very mellow.
And I really appreciate that you have decided to go on this journey with me.
Yeah, speaking of journeys, I also journeyed into the Conjuring verse.
Oh, God, break it down.
16 hours worth of movies.
I'm already stopping you. Is it really 16 hours?
Well, about, like, if you really dedicate the time between when you go to the restroom and all that, like, you're really watching, how many movies was it? Like, what is it?
Oh, my God.
7 movies?
You
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 movies altogether.
Wait, does that include the Nun Part 2?
Yes.
Okay.
At, like, 2 to 2.5 hours, maybe less, each.
Okay.
You know, so I'm about sure that that's how much time I gave it. But yeah, it was pretty cool to like venture off, and I didn't do it by like the way that they came out, you know, in the sequence that the movies actually came out. I did it in the sequence that it falls in the year that the movie was supposed to take place in. So 1952 all the way to 1981, which is kind of cool because I did it the weekend of my birthday, and my birthday, of course, being 1981. Woo!
Yes.
That's when the Devil Made Me Do It came out, and I just had to stop at that movie.
That's the final one, right?
Yes.
And that's the one you liked almost the most. Isn't that what you have decided that outside of which one did you like?
The Conjuring, the original is like,
I don't even think that you said that one was the one you liked the most. I feel like you said that The Nun was like one of the highest ones in the whole franchise. Share us your rating.
Well, I have my rankings like literally that I wrote down, and I gave, well, let me see, The Nun starting was to me an 8 out of 10 that I scored it. Okay. And then comes Annabelle Creation. Well, it would be The Nun 2, which I gave a 6.5 because it was so hard for me to just like even try to get into it because I just could not glue myself to it, just as I did to all the other ones.
Okay.
Annabelle Creation, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Annabelle, I gave it a 7 out of 10. The Conjuring is the one I gave 9.5 out of 10.
Okay, that's, almost a perfect score.
That's like, I love that movie so much, honestly. Like, it just has all the right ingredients for an Alex movie.
Yeah, it's a fan favorite.
Yeah, Annabelle Comes Home, I gave it a 5.5 out of 10.
Sheesh.
And not as bad as La Llorona. That was, for me, a 4.5 out of 10. I could not deal with that movie, and they did it all wrong, and it's just the wrong use of a legendary story, and the characters, and the main character of the two, I forgot the mom's name, which I always forget names.
Oh, Linda. Linda something.
I forgot. She's cute.
She's from Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
She's been in everything.
Yes,
yeah.
she's perfect, but
Cardellini.
Underused. And then from there, The Conjuring 2, which is one of your favorites, right? It has the Amityville intro and all that.
I like the introduction.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. But to me, it was same thing, 7.5 out of 10. And then The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, to me is another 9.5 out of 10, which everybody's angry at because to me, it's just, I don't know. I really like the way this movie's made. And it's like just one of those like Bloodlines, Pet Sematary. To me, it's made like fucking perfect. Like I like it so much that I love the way it was filmed, the cinematography, the music, everything about it to me, honestly, is something so entertaining.
Well, first off, to each their own.
Yeah.
And the fact that you sat down and decided to watch the series in your own way, which I think that's wonderful. I think that's really cool. And also, I haven't seen some of these movies. I saw The Nun in theaters, but I fell asleep halfway through. It was such a late showing, and I don't remember a lot of it, but I convinced myself that since that was the case, that I didn't like it. So I have to rewatch it. And after you telling me that it was a good experience for you, and I'm giving you like everything.
The Nun's pretty dope. Like, honestly, it's a really fucking cool story.
I had checked out some reviews afterward, and it did not get terrible. terrible reviews. But I mean, the sequel also, which I haven't seen, got like the shittiest reviews. La Llorona is the only movie in the history of movies I've ever walked out of, and I've told you that.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know. I think Scotty had mentioned on one of his messages, from Fun with Horror, if La Llorona, I think, is pulled out of the Conjuring universe. Like, it's
I don't
something
know
that
how,
they just, it's like, no, we don't.
I don't know how they tied it in. They somehow tied it into that universe somehow.
Yeah.
But you and I had talked about, I do like how they intertwine the universe together within the movies, though. Like, whether it's in the middle or at the end, I do like that.
Now, ask me what the hell I got out of doing that. I don't know.
I mean, it's like the American Horror Story stuff. I love it when they
crossover stories. That's badass. So that's why I really wanted to soak into it, because I really like this universe. But there's like some things where which one was it? The Conjuring 2, where I just didn't agree with like that stick man or whatever.
Oh, the crooked man.
The crooked man.
The crooked man.
They could have just made something more better, but it's true. This is what the Conjuring universe is, the Annabelle universe is. Like, there's something, it's always like, you have to make with it or deal with it, and be like, okay, well, we'll just have to make with this comic book monster.
Oh, that's a good way of looking at it. It's very comic booky type of supernatural horror.
Yeah.
It's like new age horror.
Like, some parts are so good, and then it's like, really?
Yeah, they try to throw you back to what horror used to be, with like the haunted house elements and certain scare aspects, but then there's that Blumhouse factor, I guess you can say. So I do think The Conjuring is a good movie, but like I had said in our last episode, I think there is a certain point to The Conjuring where I just forget like the last half, and I couldn't tell you what fucking happened. So I do need to watch The Conjuring again, and I would like to do what you did. I would like to go from the beginning to the end, because again, I haven't seen a handful of those movies.
It's pretty dope to do it that way.
Yeah, we'll have to give it a shot, or I'll have to give it a shot.
I'll do it with you.
Yeah, I would love to. We also watched EXHUMA.
Oh boy!
And speaking of,
god damn, that movie,
wild and comic book, man, it's on Shudder, by the way.
What the fuck?
What a trip, dude! And it's so weird because after the first, it felt like it was over. It felt like an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 minutes had already gone by, and we were like, okay, well, let's go to bed because this movie's got to be over by now. And we had like pressed pause on it. And there was still, only an hour had passed, and there was still an hour and 45 fucking minutes left. This movie's 2 hours and 12 minutes long without the credits. And we were just like, oh my God, okay. And that's not to say that it's bad. Like,
no, not at all.
It's a pretty solid film.
It's like, it wasn't enough time. It needs like a whole another hour worth.
I will say that it kind of dragged near the last 30 minutes or so. I understood what was happening. I think. I mean, there was a lot of fireballs in the sky at one point.
Rita Repulsa.
Yeah.
You even called it phantasmic for a while.
Oh my gosh,
it looks like Phantasmic.
It was like a gory Korean Disney movie. Like, I don't know what else to say. Speaking of Pet Sematary, there was like some Pet Sematary stuff going on, but like only the way that like a Korean film could do it, but it was just, it was filmed beautifully.
It's fucking badass.
And there was so much cool mythology stuff going on. Like, I won't give anything away, but there's something that happens with something that they unearth, and it emits the most scariest noise.
Yeah.
We won't say anything else, but maybe we'll talk about it down the line.
Yeah. I'll just say Scream Queen.
Yes, girl. Like, I'm just waiting
girl
for the
can
memes.
Scream.
Yeah, I was looking for something about it afterward because we were just waiting for something earlier today, and I was like trying to make Alex laugh, and I couldn't find anything because I think they're trying to keep it like a little bit more hidden. But yeah, you guys watch EXHUMA.
Yeah.
And in honor of Pride Month, we have just kind of been watching some gay shit. I showed Alex Nowhere for the first time. He had never seen the Greg Araki film Nowhere. And I know they have the Criterion Collection with the Doom Generation, this film Nowhere, and Totally Fucked Up coming out. I think it's in September, and I cannot wait. And we were able to watch the 4K restoration because it's available to rent. And you guys, if you get the opportunity to do so, just do it. It is so, so beautiful. Nowhere's been one of my favorite films for decades, like since I was a kid, probably since I was 14. I used to have it on VHS. And again, I know. Well, go
Let me
ahead.
just cut you. Not to be confused with the 2023 film Nowhere, where the woman is pregnant and she's lost at sea.
It's so funny. He thought that that's what we were going to watch.
I was like, I've seen it.
And I was like,
That is
yeah,
horror.
that's what we're going to watch. But no, this is definitely the 1997 super, super weird, cosmic, queer friendly. I say friendly, but
Just look outside the windows while you're watching this movie. Check out the windows and the settings and the backgrounds of the outside world.
yeah, like it's just LA on acid. Like everything that these kids are going through, it's just one day in the life of a bunch of college aged kids in.
It's like behind the eyes of
Doomsday
an
Los
acid
Angeles.
tab.
Yeah, it's so fucking wonderful. It's awesome, and I strongly recommend it. So that's my pride pick of the month, year, century is Nowhere. And then I think we should watch the Doom Generation, because I have that, and I think that that's just like a good follow up. It came before in the trilogy, so we're already watching it out of order, but I don't really think it matters. And I think to wrap it up, 6 Feet Under, we're finally closing in on the second season with the Fishers, and then we're gonna start season 3. Yes. Yeah. And that is one thing I think that is a good leeway into this episode, because we're going to dedicate this episode to my friend Danielle, who passed away. And we had talked about this in the last episode as well. That was the poll that we had, whether we were going to do Love Lies Bleeding or Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. The winner of the episode poll was Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. So we are going to do that episode as well, but it's going to be next week, and it's going to be on our Patreon, which we have finally launched.
There you go. I'm all reel 'em in. What is it? Hook 'em and reel 'em.
We're really bad with catchphrases.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah. So if you guys want to go sign up on our Patreon, please do. $5 a month, baby. It's
That's all it
basically it's basically just going to be us doing audio commentaries off of Lonnie's Lottery, which, if you don't remember or recall, it's just classic horror films. You'll have the opportunity to join us in doing said commentaries. We already have one episode out. It's just basically us yakking for 40 minutes and doing trivia with each other.
Yeah.
And
Happy intro.
yeah, that's that. What else?
What else? Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like for 2 weeks we don't really have much else to catch up on. I mean, the service was lovely. I think that I could throw that out there.
Yeah, it was a wonderful memorial, honestly. Like, room full of beautiful people, and not a dry eye in the room. Honestly, I feel like everybody was just touched by the amazing person that she was. I didn't even meet her ever, and I was there for Stanley, to support him. What I heard, like, from everybody speaking of Danielle was just, what a human being. Jesus Christ, I wish I could just live my life like her. Like, she was just so, carefree and such an amazing soul. And what everybody said about her was like, wow, like, how hard is it to just be this person, to just let go and just stop being so hard on yourself and just live life, and just enjoy it. And that's what she did. Like, this girl was fucking a superhero, like, in everybody's eyes. And it's amazing to live a life like that. I can't believe that. So when I leave this world, it made me think about, like, when I leave this world, like, I want to leave, like, people saying shit like that about me, like, good stories, and not just like, who the fuck was he? Like, like, how quiet was he? How weird was he? Like, no, I want stories. I want fun stories. I want people laughing and having fun as well.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Like, all the really wonderful things that people were saying, and how the tears that were being shed were like really tears of like happiness. Like, it's a sad event, sure, but like everybody just had like really, really great, beautiful things to say about this woman. And again, I didn't know Danielle for a very long time, and like we didn't hang out like every day by any means, and we didn't even talk all that much. But like she had like a really good impact, on my being,
It seemed to be the thing, like, in everybody in the room, actually, and even with me, I kept on looking at you, and I was just like, I didn't even know her, and she affected me. Like, I'm here, like, and at her memorial, it's so weird, like, eating her food with her people, like her family, and like hearing her stories. And it's like, I've never even met her, and I was introduced to her, unfortunately, the way I was, but I myself got to know who she was by these stories. It's so weird.
Yeah, just a handful of strangers, and just faces that are recognizable to a certain extent, and you're like, wait, I know who that person is. And then you just realize that people touch people in so many different ways, and people come together because of one person sometimes.
I mean, the room must have been like at least 150,
There was a lot of people.
200 maybe people.
There was a lot of people.
And I swear, like she was present. You could feel it.
Yeah.
By these stories that were being shared, also, but it's just so weird that all these 200 people don't know themselves, but one thing that they have, in common is this one person that brought them all together. And it's so weird to be in one room, with a person that's no longer here. And we're all just sharing stories and just getting to know each other. Because at the end of the day, we ended up making friends with the people that were sitting across from us, very lovely folks. And it felt really nice, to just be there, amongst the crowd, having a good story and just listening to them.
Yeah, it was really nice. So this episode is for her, and so will our first real Patreon episode will be. That will be for her as well, because whatever happened to Baby Jane, as I said last time, was one of our in common films. So that'll be an audio commentary. You'll have that to look forward to next week. Please subscribe. All right, guys. So that's that. I guess this is a good time as ever to go on into
The People Under the Stairs.
Okay, so Love Lies Bleeding is a 2024 neo-noir type film, and I just learned this neo-noir. I just learned is a genre of films that uses the visual style and themes of classic film noir, which is a French dark film, but add a modern sensibility. So, this movie taking place in 1989, of course, Taylor Swift, yes. The way that they tapped into, how the movie looks, like the aesthetic of the movie, how the movie was made.
Yeah, because it's like really grungy and like really sweaty, and like it's got like that glossy 80s look to it.
Yeah, so
right?
neo-noir type films, I don't know if you've been familiar. Of course you are if you Google them or if you see them, like what they are.
Well, I mean, when I hear neo-noir, I think for some reason I would think like Tarantino, right? I would think like something along those lines, or like I don't know if like the Coen brothers would fall in line with that,
like the Pulp Fiction films and things like that.
Well,
right?
That's Tarantino.
Yeah,
right?
like those type of style films like that like take you to a place.
They're typically crime dramas or psychological thrillers, and they have common themes and plot devices, and there's many distinctive visual elements.
Mm-hmm.
Neo-noir, I think that it probably like is its own category. Like I'm looking now.
If I give you, there should be a list of movies.
Like Rosemary's Baby is like a new Hollywood neo-noir film.
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead is considered one. And I mean, there's like a whole bunch of them.
There's a bunch of movies and a bunch of like, types of like different movies that you wouldn't even think are neo-noir, and they are.
Yeah, like pulp noir is like a whole different category. Cat People is under that. Double Indemnity, Nightmare Alley.
What is it? The Black Swan or the Black Dahlia?
Yeah, like film noir. Like noir is just like a whole like category of things. Neo-noir is a revival of film noir, a genre that had originally flourished during and after World War II in the United States.
Beautiful.
I love it. Okay, cool.
Well,
go
there's
on.
your senseless fact.
No, I love it. I love that we get educated here.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's free. You don't have to pay $5 for that.
Okay.
Lucky little ducks.
Directed by Rose Glass from a screenplay she co-wrote with Rawanika Tofilska.
What a name.
Yeah, it's a great name. It's like Veronica, but Veronica.
Very good.
Love Lies Bleeding is a co-production between A24 and Film 4, the second film directed by English filmmaker Rose Glass. Do you know what the first one is?
Something that you've seen and I haven't.
Yes, which is amazing, and I didn't even know that's the way it was going to fall in place.
And yeah, because you had said you were going to watch Saint Maud, and I was like, oh, and why did you watch it?
Because Bring Me the Axe had been posting throughout the month for Pride that what movies to watch bi-weekly, and it's like that was one of them, and I jumped on it, and sure enough, now that we're doing this podcast, I'm like, I've actually seen that first movie that she's done. That's great.
Yeah, and now this is only the second.
Yeah, and to be honest, this one's fucking better. It's so good. Like she's so much fucking.
Well, here's a question for you. Visually, are they different in style?
Yeah.
Like they're two different styles entirely, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Okay, and this is more neo noir than the other, of course. It's like a great way to just differentiate the genre.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like, and like, we should be clear. Like, this is a horror podcast. Yes. And on occasion, we veer off and we will cover something that we consider to be horror. And in my opinion, this has horror elements, and there are things that drive the story in directions to where I would call this or categorize it in the horror department. You know, it has body horror stuff going on. It has quite a bit of blood. Right.
I mean, she knows what she's doing. Saint Maud has a 92% in Rotten Tomatoes.
And what does this one have?
Fucking great film. This one has, what did
I think it has just about the same, if not higher.
I believe so. Oh, well, it has a 94. Yeah.
Yeah. Like this woman is pretty good.
And this is her second film. She's up and coming. She's just going to do great.
And she's young. Like, she's really young.
This is how Kristen Stewart jumped on this project, because she had already seen Saint Maud. She had watched it previously. So when she got offered this job, she's like, yes, let's do it. This director's amazing.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. So produced by Andrea Cornwell and Oliver Kasman. Are we familiar?
No.
Nope. Okay, and let's go starring, like, as I mentioned, Kristen Stewart as Louise, Lou Langston, a reclusive gym manager. We have Katy O'Brian as Jackie Cleaver, a rising bodybuilder. Jacqueline. Jena Malone as Bethany Langston, Lou's sister. This is like Stanley's favorite. Anna Barishnikov as Daisy. We met Daisy today.
We met a Daisy. Yeah.
A woman who is obsessed with Lou.
Oh God, I'm gonna let you know now. VIP. She is the MVP of this film.
She's literally Love Lies Bleeding.
Give her all the awards.
Who is the movie about? Yeah.
It's about a Daisy.
Dave Franco as JJ, Beth's husband.
I mean, I love him in this film.
It's pretty,
I'm gonna say,
well, quickly.
He's a piece of shit.
You must quickly.
But I mean, this is an actor's movie. Like, everybody in this movie is acting their fucking
They're doing
faces
their job.
off. Yeah.
Literally, their faces off.
Yes. We'll talk about that too. Go ahead.
Ed Harris as Lou Langston Sr., Lou's estranged father. And if you love Dave Franco, you're going to fucking love Ed Harris as Lou Langston.
Did you say his name is Lou?
Yes.
I never caught that.
Yeah.
I never realized his name is Lou Langston, because I knew her name is Lou. But I didn't realize she's like a junior.
Well, he's so angry because he never got the son that he wanted. He
funny.
has 2 daughters.
Like, that changes so much shit.
That's why he's so angry at her. That's why she grew up to be like the way she is, because she just
angry
wanted
lesbian
to
who
please
hates
dad.
her dad. Yeah. Oh my God, that like literally changes so much stuff, because the name of his gun range is Lou's gun range or whatever, and I thought that was named after her.
Oh.
I thought that he named it after his daughter.
Well,
and like later he's like, he had said something. He's like, it's always your favorite child that disappoints you.
But it goes to show that this man is just something that he's so prideful. He's prideful about his own name. He's prideful about his business that he named after his own name. He's prideful about, the firstborn that he wanted to be maybe a male. So he's just so into himself, like, really.
Yeah, because there's weird character arcs with a lot of these characters, and excuse me, with Ed Harris, there's moments where you're like, wow, I really fucking hate this guy. But there's moments specifically when he's with Jena Malone where you're like, oh my God, but wait, is he a good dad?
No, absolutely. No, he's a monster, dude.
Is he a good dad? But is he a good dad with her? Like, is there moments and traces of like, I mean, obviously he's doing what he's doing and he's so bad, and it's like non-defensible. Like, you can't defend this kind of shit, but he thinks he's a good dad. So like, you see him acting and you're like, he thinks he's a good dad, which makes you kind of like think for a second, wait.
It's the difference between both characters of the girls, because one, Beth, is a girl, in the movie it's his baby girl, it's like his girl that he wanted, that he had, and then Lou is just the disappointing boy I never got.
Yeah, because he treats Beth, even though he is not helping her at all, and we'll get to that too, he still treats her like with a little bit more of a delicateness. I don't want to say delicacy because that makes her sound like meat, but
you never know.
Yeah,
the movies that we watch.
Yeah, but there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
There's like a lot going on. But it sounds like a big cast, but it's like pretty ensemble. Like, they all get a lot of screen time. It's mainly about the 2 girls though.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it as far as cast goes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Cinematography by Ben Fordsman.
This movie looks great, by the way. This movie looks so fucking good.
The initial, like as soon as the initial scene, the opening of the scene is like, wow.
Yeah, it's got like this mixture of, it's like if David Lynch and David Cronenberg and Steven Spielberg all made a movie together, and then we're like, hey, let's give this to A24.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's very like cosmic. It's like very cosmic and spacey, and it's also got like a Greg Araki feel to it as well. Like, I put that in my notes.
You're right.
It was kind of nowhere-y.
But it also kind of haunted me, like the intro of the shot of the stars, like the way it was going down. I was like, what is happening? Where are we going? Like, why is it continuing to like it kept on continuing to like gain this greater like meaning and like where we're heading now, like what is happening? And then they go down to the scene of the like the town and the gym and all that stuff, and we'll continue.
Yeah, it's very fantastical, and the way that the music goes along with this entire soundtrack just elevates the fantastical element to it too.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, by the way, who does the music? Now that I just said that.
Yeah, the music is done by Clint Mansell,
who we love.
Yeah, the music it's its own fucking character in this movie.
I mean, he's done Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, yes.
He's done Black Swan. He's done The Wrestler.
No, not at all. It's fucking amazing. Edited by Mark Towns. Release dates, I have January 20th, 2024, Sundance, March 8th, United States, theatrical release, and then United Kingdom got May 3rd. Running time on this film is 104. Language, of course, is English. The box office, this film made 11 million when it first came out theatrically. Critical response, I had mentioned earlier, Rotten Tomatoes, 94%. IMDb gave it a 6.7 out of 10, and Metacritic have a 77 out of 100.
Yeah, I couldn't find a budget on it.
I didn't find a budget either.
I was looking for a budget because I thought that 11 million was low, but like you never expect movies like this to do particularly well. Like it's very heavy-handed.
They're like successful projects as opposed to fucking Nicole Kidman movies.
I mean, but this is also not something that usually gets a theatrical release, and it's also got like a lot of fucking violence, and it's about lesbians.
And I can actually see Nicole Kidman in this movie. So what am I talking about?
I mean, it begs the question: if it had a different cast, would it have done better?
Not at all.
I don't think so. I don't think so either. But no. It's just like the world is never ready, in my opinion, for something like this. And when you get something like this that is like so abrasive and in your face and it's so visceral, I love this kind of stuff. Yeah. Like I think that when we saw this in theaters, I remember just being like, oh fuck, like we were like hooting and hollering and like we had a gleeful time with this movie.
I mean, it's like Kristen Stewart. We seen her grow up in Twilight. We seen her as Diana.
Oh, and see, that's when everything turned around for me. Was Spencer? That's the name of the movie.
Yeah, you're right. And
then, she got a fucking Oscar nomination.
Even
for Spencer.
then, but then like the contrast between that character to this character, it's like she kind of reprised herself. This is like Kristen Stewart like putting her fucking foot on the ground and saying like, I'm here to fucking act, and you're gonna watch me like fucking be a different character every time you watch me. She's no longer that twitching little girl.
She's not biting her lips. Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. And like you want to see, and I say this all the time when we talk about like performances like this, you want to see actors evolve and you want to see actors give themselves like the opportunity to do something like outlandish. Like I always recommend people to watch the movie Havoc with Anne Hathaway from 2005, because that is the movie that like really broke her out of the Disney mold, because she is like sucking dick in the back seat. She's taking her top off. Like she's like being like a really, really like outrageous human being, but it's like that's you're acting, like you're being an actor and you're doing what you like are you're doing what you signed up to do. And this is what Kristen Stewart is doing in this movie. This is what everybody is doing in this movie. Everybody is kind of playing against type. I mean, Dave Franco is usually kind of a dumb jerk in most of the movies he plays, but this is like an elevated Dave Franco. It's like actually fun and gross to watch simultaneously.
It's no Jena Ortega and Miller's Girl.
God, fucking Miller's Girl. We should change our podcast name to Miller's Girls.
Fuck that movie.
What a piece of shit.
I mean, Jena Ortega had a chance to be risque, and she just all the wrong ones.
I'm telling you, it would have been better had she taken her shirt off.
Yeah, something. Even if it wasn't her chest, but just like start pulling the buttons down and then give us somebody else's chest.
Yeah, I would have believed it. I mean, Drew Barrymore, I mean, eventually would show her breasts in later projects. And they were actually her breasts. But in earlier projects, like Poison Ivy, she, I think, showed a little bit of nipple in like a see-through type of wet shirt way. But there was like a body double used in sex scenes. Smart, because everyone thought that it was her. And then in the Amy Fisher story for the TV network that she did, she used a body double for the movie that came out on VHS rentals and the one that would air later on like Showtime or whatever. But they actually showed tits in that version, but they used a body double. But eventually she would start showing her tits. Where was I going with that? Oh, but spoiler,
tits.
Kristen Stewart shows her tits in this. There's a lot of nudity.
Yeah.
There's a lot of steamy, sexy lesbian time in this movie for all you lesbians out there.
And that's also, that's the least. Like, you'll get over that shit quick the way this movie's moving on.
But it's fun. It's tasteful. And it's like, and I like how in your face it is. Like,
no, really.
I like how
you're not kidding. It's in your face.
Yeah, it is. And I like how nasty it is. Like it goes there. And like, I fucking dig movies like that.
It's true. It's like Saltburn, you know, like you just have to deal with it. You just have to fucking deal with it. Just be a grown up, watch a movie, even if you want to giggle.
Yeah, I mean, I think this movie makes Saltburn look like a ride in the park.
Yeah.
But Saltburn's good.
Really?
And you see, and I got burnt out on Saltburn. Sorry to...
No, honestly, it feels long.
Well, no, but we saw it before the hype.
Yeah.
Like, we saw it before everybody else. So
that's why, to me, it felt long. I'm like, why are we still talking about it? Like, it felt like such a long movie. Like, it was just so long.
Yeah.
Like, I get it.
But, I mean, it's fine. I still liked it. But yeah, that was totally off topic. I thought it would be kind of fun to add this to this episode and further episodes from this point forward to give the rating of the movie and why it's rated that rating. So this movie is rated R for violence, grisly images, sexual content, nudity, language throughout, and drug use. Would you say that that's pretty accurate?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think we already established the fact that it's pretty fucking violent. The sexual content is pretty. I mean, I guess it's not terribly heavy, but when the two girls go at it, they do. Yeah, we get some tits. There's a lot of language. Yeah.
It's gory gayable.
Yeah, and the drug use is mostly steroids.
Yeah.
I think it's steroids because this movie centers around a heavyweight competition.
Yeah.
And we can get into that when we get into it. And a little bit of stuff from the IMDb trivia I thought was kind of interesting. Slashing up and bleeding out, right?
Quick. Based on a book written by Jay Anson, 2005
Amityville Horror.
Starts Ryan Reynolds and Melissa George.
Yeah. He thought he was being sly. For more horror trivia fun, go sign up for our Patreon.
I had the guns drawn and all.
But this is trivia from IMDb. Ed Harris originally wore very long hair extensions as a joke, but the director decided to keep them in the film. I think that's kind of cool. Because the hair that he wears is fucking disgusting. It's just so greasy. Dave Franco as well. Like the mullet that he has is so disgusting.
Yeah,
but
it really
they just really add to their characters so well. Just like the styling of each character, like really gives them that oomph.
It's a pretty good mullet though. It was kind of hot.
Katy O'Brian, the character of Jackie, was a competitive bodybuilder in real life. Thought that was kind of cool.
I don't know about she made me blush throughout the entire movie.
You
like, the
really
entire
liked her.
time. Like there's just something about her smile. And just like, okay, stop.
Oh,
she's looking at me like
she's
that.
got a really pretty face.
Yeah,
for sure. Principal photography began in New Mexico in June of 2022 and concluded in August of 2022. That's a quick shoot, one.
Yeah.
And two, it took 2 years for this movie to get released. That's really interesting. Okay, do you have anything that you want to throw out before we dive on in to this the sweaty little muff?
No, that's gross. No, I don't have anything.
No, do you want to know what's gross? Is when you told everybody what queefing was.
Oh, not at all.
That
it's
was
natural.
Gross. Is it? Ladies,
tampons are beautiful.
Oh, I wanted to point out one of the Rotten Tomato reviews real quick because it again, this is a 94 or was it 95%? 94%.
94.
82% audience score, by the way. Audience says it tells a stylish, slow-burning story with some great performances, although it takes some big risks towards the end that won't pay off for everyone. I think they paid off for me. What about you?
Yeah.
Spoiler, we like this movie.
Yep.
Okay, so this guy, he gave it a 1 out of 5. And he said, once you get the interior ugliness of everyone involved, you may be able to chuckle at some of the violence. Ha ha.
It's a dark comedy.
That's thank you. So one of the dark comedy parts of the film that I really love is that everyone in this movie fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the fun part about it. That's what makes it so fucking horrifically entertaining, is that everyone sucks. They all kind of know that they suck. And that's what makes it so spastic.
Yeah.
And like enthralling.
Like nobody's life is getting better.
Yeah. It's not that map to the stars thing.
The only one that owns the entire town is the dad.
Yeah.
Lou
Yeah.
Senior.
It's so funny. All my notes, I was just writing Mr. Langston or dad.
Yeah, and it's fucking nuts. Like, this movie is fucking crazy the way it unrolls. Like, we'll get through the plot, but fuck, it's so good.
Yeah. And then another one, this girl, Katy S., wrote, way too violent and tragic. 1 out of 5 stars. Katie, you do realize the movie is called Love Lies Bleeding.
And it's not tragic enough.
And not enough. I could have taken 20 more minutes of Love Lying Bleeding.
There's a shooting range. Nobody got shot.
God. And I was telling you that I've written a couple of screenplays that are very, very similar in tone to this. And the whole time I was sending you little clips of, not the whole time, just a couple of times, I suppose. I was sending you little clips of my draft, and I was just like showing you
the comparison.
Yeah. And it's like wild that like years ago I wrote this screenplay, and I'm kind of seeing little bits play out on the screen. And it's like kind of inspiring to see what it would look like. And it's making me want to get off my ass and do more, you know?
Yeah, hit me up on my Instagram. I'm now selling that screenplay.
Yeah, you might as well. It's already been made. It's called Love Lies Bleeding.
I'm selling copies on the side.
All right, one last one. Vivi said, hilarious, terrifying, brilliant. Amazing acting, unique story, truly has never been done before. I actually did it before.
Never been done before.
Okay, guys, let's get in to Love Lies Bleeding. Go grab your...
hormones injections.
No,
and
it's steroids. It's not hormones. Jesus.
Your steroid.
Go grab your
injections.
steroids. Go grab your water bottle.
Your weights and your what is it? Your ankle
and your
belt.
secrets.
Your ankle weights.
Your hairspray.
Yeah. Let's do it.
What else? Let's go back to 1989.
Let's grab the Chevy.
Let's do it.
Or the Ford. Or the Mustang. Or Camaro.
Oh, wait. Oh, by the way, all the cars in this movie are like current cars. They're like 2008s and like 1996s. No. Yeah. That was something in the trivia as well.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah. And then they're like prominently featured in the movie, even though the movie takes place in 1989.
But wait, the Camaro and the truck?
Not the Camaro, but like there are other cars in the film that are prominently featured that are like a VW Jetta. From 2008 or 2010 or some shit, but they're like more current.
Okay.
Wild, huh? Love Lies Bleeding goes like this.
You talked to your dad recently?
Why?
Give us a call.
Where did you appear from? Oklahoma? I've never been anywhere but here. What were you doing with that big girl?
Get a lot of crazy-ass foreigners, mostly. How's it going, guys? This here's Jackie.
Hi.
She needs a job. Says she'll do anything.
Yeah, you like guns?
Not really.
What the fuck you doing here, then? A bit more powerful than a punch, huh?
Fuck yeah.
Call me when it's done.
What is this place? Huh? You don't understand. Get back in the car.
They found a body.
Looks like you've got your hands full.
You'll regret this.
We'll just need to fight back. I'm gonna tell them everything you ever did.
FBI, open up.
Are you threatening me?
Yep.
Well, that was really stupid, honey.
ever fall in love, okay?
Come drink a water, babe. I'm so sorry. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Aaron and Summer because they threw us such a little lovely shindig.
Yeah, a little birthday celebration for us.
With their babies at their home. And also, Erin, I think we can say this now, is opening her own tattoo shop
Yeah.
in Highland Park. It's the most loveliest thing. And it's called Neighbors.
Good
And
Neighbors?
I think it's just called Neighbors.
Is it? Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Oh, we went to Good Neighbors.
Yeah, we
that same day that we went to go see them. Or, yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah, so by the time that this episode drops, I think Neighbors will be opening in a couple of weeks. I think it's July 1st. I might be wrong. I'll double check that.
I think she already
verify.
has somebody booked up.
Really? Yeah, I think so too.
By July 1st.
So everybody go follow. Everyone go follow Erin Russell Tattoos and go book your appointments because we love her.
Yeah.
She's a very close, lovely person, and a close, lovely friend of ours, and a lovely person.
She does amazing work.
And does amazing work, and everyone should go support local business.
Yeah,
that's
she's
all.
also a great therapist.
Also a great therapist. All right, guys, here we go. We open on a deep, cavernous hole.
Oh. I've seen one of those before.
Oh no. It transcends into the starry night sky.
So abstract.
Yeah, I love that. The music is very 80s.
Yeah.
I love that when it's not the Clint Mansell music, that it's all like an 80s soundtrack.
Oh,
It's very, very Flashdance, yeah. And then we get the title card. We zoom in on a dirty looking but super busy gym on the edge of a city in New Mexico. I want to say it's Albuquerque, but I'm only saying Albuquerque because that's where it was filmed.
I would say New Mexico. Period.
Isn't New Mexico?
Oh, Albuquerque
the
in New
state?
Mexico?
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Mexico is a state, right?
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
Albuquerque is a whole other state next to Tennessee, isn't it?
I don't think
Or is it Albuquerque, New Mexico?
Albuquerque is in New Mexico.
God damn.
Are we actually having this conversation?
Absolute Albuquerque.
Albuquerque, absolutely. Okay. Should I edit this out or I don't?
Why? No, yeah, you're correct. It's a town, or it's in New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
There you go, guys.
There you go.
Okay, so we follow a girl, Daisy. Yay! And
Yay.
all the applause.
Like the name.
Oh
So
God,
sweet.
I used to have a 3-legged beagle named Daisy.
Really?
Yes, she was wonderful. And this is Anna Barishkanov, who is just fucking perfect. And by the way, does not look anything like this in real life.
No.
So again, when we say earlier that this is like an actor's movie, like they really outdo themselves. Like it's fucking incredible.
Is she the one from Black Mirror?
Oh,
The bestie girl?
I don't know.
With like makeup? Because I thought the entire time, like, that's the girl from Black Mirror, like the bestie girl, you know? Like,
I am looking right now. She was in Good Girls Revolt. Oh no, that's American Horror Stories, by the way.
Oh, was it?
And I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
No, if it was, that was amazing. Are you kidding me? Both roles.
That was a
Jesus.
good performance too.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. We're
finding out.
Do you realize
Bear
that
with us.
her stepmother for a minute was Jessica Lange?
Where? Oh, in real life?
Her elder half-sister from her father's relationship with actress Jessica Lange is dancer Shura Barishkanov.
Wow. Can you imagine having Jessica Lange as your fucking stepmother? So maybe the connection through American Horror Story exists.
So she has an elder half-sister named Shura. And Shura is parents Jessica Lange. Wow. So Anna's parents are Mikhail and Lisa Reinhardt.
Okay.
Whoa, you just do a little bit of reading. And he was married to Jessica Lange for 2 years. So her former stepmother removed is
What?
Jessica Lange.
Jeez.
Wow. Interesting. No wonder we're just drawn to her because she's an actor's actor. Ooh,
honestly,
we love her. Okay, as I was saying, sorry guys, little rant there. We just love Jessica here. We follow her into the gym. The gym is full of shirtless, beefy guys, lots of sweat, close-ups on hairy chests and nipples. It's super fucking sleazy and, dare I say, sexy.
Say it.
In like a weird 80s way. Like, it's sexy, right?
Yeah, it really is. This is what it is. This
like,
was sex. This was Venice Beach muscle Beach. Like, this is it.
Like,
shirtless.
if we were thriving in our prime in like late 80s Albuquerque, we'd be fucking at this gym. Not fucking at this gym, but we'd be at this gym.
Yeah, like we would fucking be at this gym with our little cut off shorts.
Yeah, and our
midriffs.
Yeah,
hell yeah,
and probably
tummy.
Be fucking at the gym.
And probably be fucking at the gym.
Yeah, let's be real.
Oh, but not in the 80s because
well, maybe.
Well,
maybe
things weren't.
We'd be smart
back in the
80s. We are smart individuals. Different. Okay, fine. Speaking of which, Lou is unclogging the toilet. Lou is played by Kristen Stewart.
Yeah,
she is an employee at this gym. She might be the manager. We don't know. And Daisy is looking for her. And this is really vivid. I don't know what the fuck is in this toilet. It looks like minestrone soup. It looks like there might be a lot more than that. But she is unclogging this toilet. She finally unclogs it. She gives a very dry hooray.
Yeah, that's why I got so excited when you said Kristen Stewart. I was like, yay! Like, what the fuck, cheer her on. But she just does such a good job.
This is one of her best performances.
Yes.
I've never been a huge fan. Like I said, it wasn't until Spencer that I finally fucking got on board. And I finally started watching like some stuff prior. There's a movie called The Cake Eaters that came out in like, I think it was 2010, maybe 2011, it's somewhere around there. But she plays a girl that has like a back problem. Maybe it's spinal meningitis.
Jesus.
But she has like a speech impediment in the film, and it's a really, really good performance. That's also a pretty good Kristen Stewart movie. But like I said, like everything's pretty much the same up until Spencer, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And then that is something that I think is a career turning performance. And then I think that holiday movie that we watched together, where she is like literally kept in the closet by her girlfriend, and her girlfriend is pretending to be straight in front of her family, and her mom is Mary Steenburgen.
Yes,
that's a really cute film.
Okay,
but this is one of her best performances.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm lost in facts over here, but yes, I would agree. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, she just does such a fucking good job, and yes, Kristen Stewart. So yay.
Daisy is into Lou, and Lou does not reciprocate. Reciprocate. How do you fucking say that?
Reciprocate.
She doesn't return the failings.
Well,
there's a lot of color in this movie, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like pink, but then like those pinks are like on like grungy, dirty yellows.
It's the lighting. It's just so fucking good.
But it never looks like dark enough to where you can't see anything.
No, not really.
Like everything pops. Mm-hmm. It's really cool. Kind of looks like an Alien movie too. That's what I meant when I was like, oh, it's like a Steven Spielberg movie and a Greg Araki movie and like all this stuff. It's very Alien-ish. Okay.
That's true.
So Lou shuts down the gym and goes home to her cat. We learn a lot about her in a short amount of time. She lives alone, eats TV dinners, and is trying to quit smoking. She also masturbates like a normal person.
Yeah.
Normal lesbian in 1989, New Mexico. Also, I'm curious if she washed her hands after unclogging that toilet.
Probably not. Like, her character's very, who gives a shit?
Later, Greasy Dave Franco, who plays a character named JJ, is banging a big muscular buff beauty who you love, Jackie.
Oh, she's great.
In the backseat of his car. Jackie is played by Katy O'Brian. This is something that speaks volumes on his character. After he is finished, he calls it magical. What do we have to say about Jackie?
During this scene?
I mean, just off the bat. I mean, she's built, right?
She's fucking built as enormous. Shit. Yeah, she is. So she can probably fuck you up and fuck everybody else up, just like she says she can take you. Like, she can take anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pre, the whole injection shit.
Oh, yeah, because up until this, she says that all this is natural.
Yeah, and this is us during this scene that we're learning about her status, which would be homeless, right?
Yeah.
Or a traveling...
She's a drifter.
A drifter, yes.
She's in this backseat currently because she's looking for a job.
Yeah, so she's basically just lending herself for the job.
Yeah, offering that booty so she can get an employment. And Dave Franco's character works at a gun range that is ran by Ed Harris. And we'll get to that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But Jackie is homeless. She's drifting. She sleeps under a bridge. And after she's done banging it out with JJ, she goes to this bridge, wakes up underneath it, and we see that she has like a morning routine. She works out, she brushes her teeth, she works out more. It looks like she kind of has some sort of her shit together, like whether she's homeless or not.
It doesn't mean anything, you know, like you can be more fucking put together in the head than somebody that actually has a house. I think just because you don't have somewhere to sleep, like, doesn't mean you're fucked up.
Well, yeah, no. I just like that we're getting like that kind of character establishment very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's like a modern day Jack Dawson. You know, she's traveling, but she's got her head still attached.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Are you an artist or something?
An artist? What is this stupid thing?
I like that Lou listens to the quit smoking tapes.
Yeah.
Like when she is cooking the TV dinner the night before, and then the next morning when she's in the truck, she just is listening to these quit smoking tapes. It's very relatable. And I love how the 80s were just full of those. I remember my mom had those.
Yeah, those self-guided tapes.
Yeah, my grandma used to give them to her because my grandma was always trying to quit smoking. And then my mom would try to quit smoking too. It's funny that like that was like such a thing in the 80s and the 90s. Yeah, my mom and my grandma just smoked together. It was like a chain smoking family. All they did was fucking smoke cigarettes.
To hit up the Victoria Slims.
So weird. Oh my God. The Victoria. They're Virginia.
Oh, Virginia.
I love it. Lou goes to her sister's house, Beth, who is played by Jena Malone, and God bless Jena Malone. Every time I see Jena Malone's face, it's just like a little cloud from heaven just drifts out to us. It's just the cutest thing. And she's just white trash at its best in this film.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's broken in a plethora of ways. And we learned that her husband is none other than Mullet Muggins JJ.
Oh, yeah.
This is, of course, just to build some chaos. Because who was JJ fucking in his backseat last night?
It was our girl
Jackie.
Also, we learned that she's a drifter and she's like going where she's going. But do we know where she came from?
I don't think they ever really touch upon it. If they do, I think I wasn't listening.
Like she just says that she's headed to Las Vegas.
Yeah, like she
in
makes
New Mexico.
She makes a phone call later, a very brief phone call when she's all spazzed out, but it's not. It doesn't. It's just back home, but they don't say like where she's calling.
Yeah, or that she killed her entire family. Oh.
I don't think she says anything about that either.
No, I'm teasing.
Oh, I was gonna say, wait, that doesn't happen.
No.
What the fuck? So Jackie meets up with JJ at the Louisville Gun Club. And then in my notes, I had wrote Louisville. Keep that in your back pocket. But now don't even bother because if that's his name, that's his name.
Lou Senior.
He just named him after itself. So he introduces her. JJ introduces Jackie to Lou Langston, played by Ed Harris, who is playing with a Hercules larva, which is a giant fucking bug of sorts, like this big larva bug.
Yeah. You never touched one?
Why would I?
Never came across?
Why would I?
Put your hands in the dirt?
What the fuck? That is not anything I'm particularly interested in. And it kind of looks like him.
They're okay.
Oh my gosh,
they
why are you
really
playing
do anything.
with these
They
things?
just like stay there, like curled up.
What an existence.
It's like grub. Like
you know, I understand that there is a reason for every creature, but is there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Give me a break. Like, what was God thinking? He was like, and this? Okay.
Everything has a purpose.
Like, I'm looking at you.
You don't have to understand
with
it.
Dead serious eyes. What is the purpose?
You don't have to understand it. Everything has a purpose. You think a snail looks up at you and he's like, what's his purpose?
No, the snail looks at me and he's like, he's going to take a picture of me. And then I do.
What? You really do.
I do. Wait, what was it called?
So see, they have a purpose because you're going to take a picture of them.
Well, that was a snail, not the Hercules larvae. The Hercules beetle. Wait, that's a Hercules beetle.
And also people are using them for facials now. Snails.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, absolutely. You can get a facial worth the snails. Just pluck them on there.
See, I wouldn't go that far. Wait, this says Hercules larva doesn't exist. Am I not spelling it right?
Well, no, just put just put like grub worm or larva. Like,
No,
see?
no. That is the grossest thing I've
it's
ever
a
seen in
grub
my
worm.
life.
What are grub worms? The creepy little critters that may possibly be feasting on your lawn and called grub worms. They are the larvae of insects that hatch from the eggs of billbugs, June beetles, or other insects that eat the roots of the grass, killing the lawn in the process. Those fuckers.
I hate this conversation. Hate it, hate it, hate it.
Gross.
Okay. So yeah, that's what he's playing with. Just one of these things, and it looks exactly like him. Like I said, he owns the Gone Club. Gone Club.
Gone Club.
What's a Gone Club?
You just gone.
He and Jackie banter back and forth about guns. We learned that Jackie doesn't really like guns, and this is going to be very hard for her because she's going to be employed at a gun range. But he hires her anyway. At the gym, Lou can't be bothered by any of the customers as she stalks and eye fucks Jackie from afar. One of the customers questions her about her father, Lou Langston. She makes it clear they do not have a good relationship and does not feel like talking, and the man offers him his card. His name is William, and he's a member of the FBI. He also asks about her mother. She says she doesn't know her whereabouts. Alex, were you paying enough attention to the music to describe what
I
it
was
sounds
just
like?
about to fucking say, like, the music, like, while she's
Really?
watching Jackie. Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, because I know you don't watch Stranger Things or haven't, but like to me, it sounded like very Stranger Things mixed with Mysterious Skin. Again,
It
going
was
back
so
to
weird
Greg
because I'm like,
Araki.
I'm waiting for you to finish talking because I was just like, I really, really fucking love the music during this clip where she's like staring straight at Jackie, and I cannot describe exactly what it would sound like. Just like honestly, good fucking 80s music playing in the background.
Oh, it's so good, huh?
It's fucking great, but it's just the best fucking moment, and the music just made it. I'm telling you, this fucking music was a character on its own.
I think so too. I wonder if this is on vinyl.
We could probably find it.
You would probably could. Wait, did Clint Mansell do the score for Brokeback Mountain, or am I making that up?
Oh, we went to sleep to that last night.
We did. Oh god, we've been going to sleep to random movie scores.
Yeah.
More notably, Return to Oz.
And what was the loudest one that we were like, that shit was crazy?
Holy shit! E.T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a moment in the music where it just fucking went nuts.
A moment. It was like 4.5 fucking minutes. And we were just staring at each other, and then we just burst into laughter because we were like, wow, that was the fucking craziest thing.
What the fuck just happened?
Okay. So Lou waits for Jackie outside, and they smoke and they flirt. It's a cute moment. I really think that, like, right off the bat, they just have such good fucking chemistry. And I love how Katy O'Brian towers over Kristen Stewart. Like, she looks like a tiny person in comparison. It's hilarious.
And it's great because Kristen Stewart is like the more manlier, no?
Yeah, like she's a lot more butch.
Yeah.
For sure. Some men
That.
what?
How about that?
Yeah. When some men approach them and get feisty, Jackie punches one of them in the face, only for him to punch her right back.
This was too quick.
The 80s were really different.
Yeah.
I was trying to be nice.
It was too quick for me, like already. She was too aggressive.
Oh, it's fine.
I get it, I understand, but I mean, he was just inviting her out to drink.
Fuck off, bitch. I think it's really funny when, in situations like this, when the other person gets violent that fast.
Oh, also, he had offended her sexuality by, saying that she was interested in a dyke.
Get in your 2008 Jetta, sir.
Yeah, right.
It's
Oh,
fine.
maybe that's the modern car you were talking about.
Maybe. I didn't even notice. Who's paying attention to that kind of stuff?
Exactly.
Not me.
Somebody pointed it.
I wasn't paying attention to the fact, and neither were you, that Jackie explains she's from Oklahoma.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And that she's hitching to a bodybuilding competition
Yes.
in Las Vegas. Lou has an immediate faith/attraction to her because she's like, oh, you're going to win this competition. And then decides to show her some steroids that were left behind by an old customer and shoots her right up
Yeah.
in the butt. And it's very disgusting. But, they're taking this moment to get to know each other and learn a few things about each other. And why the fuck not? It's kind of weird and cool how, I guess, cool they are about this. But it's just like, this is the movie you're in for. Like, you're going to have two girls kind of like making out a lot and shooting each other up in random parts of their body with some steroids.
It's just the initial love that they just fell for each other. And I mean, this is...
Alex is like braiding his
I'm like
his
braiding my
headphone
fucking
wires.
headphone, like, because I'm just like in love with what's about to happen with these two girls. But yeah, this was just like her just being supportive now, and she wants her to win, and she's just like, I'm gonna get you there because you're amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, really, you're gonna just start shooting her up with steroids when she already just said she was all natural, and she got that far by being just on her own without it. But
Yeah.
like, that's what I mean. All these people kind of suck. And we'll talk about more why everyone else sucks too. But we already know why JJ sucks. We already know why Lou sucks because she's pushing steroids on a complete stranger.
Everybody sucks.
Yeah. So they kind of decide right away that they'll use what they have of the steroids gradually over the next 4 weeks. So she gets a little bit of an edge for the competition and then she can stop. Easy peasy. And then that's when they start kissing. Lou asks her if she is actually a lesbian, and she sort of confirms.
Yeah.
She doesn't say yes, she doesn't say no. They just fuck. That's all.
Yeah, and earlier, when you were mentioning about the music and the moment that she was watching her for the first time at the gym,
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart was reading that book, Macho Woman.
Oh, it's Macho Sluts.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because at first, when I first saw it, I thought it was Muscle Sluts.
Uh-huh.
And then later at the end of the movie, I saw it again. It was Macho Sluts.
That's funny.
That's
She's so into it.
So funny. Oh, God. I was into it. I was like, wait, what the fuck is that? And then later on, I came back to it again and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's definitely Macho Sluts.
That's good.
That's so funny. I mean, in case you forgot, this is a Kristen Stewart movie.
Yes, it is.
For our maybe one straight listener, this is where you get a breast shot from Jackie. Lou goes down on her, and when Jackie starts to experience ecstasy, her veins start to bulge in her arms. And that's when I am going to kind of reference the whole David Cronenberg thing, because body horror, you know what I mean? This Videodrome type of shit.
Yeah.
Plug. It's just like anything that when your body starts to expand and when you start to like Hulk out, like I always just think of like that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The next morning, Lou is cooking breakfast, and Jackie tells her where she works, and Lou tells her that, hey, that's her dad. She doesn't tell her why she doesn't love this, but she tells her she doesn't love it. She then tells her she can stay with her. Lesbians. They just move so quick. Like gays. Gays move fast, too. Gay people in general are just so interesting.
We're just looking for the one.
We shake hands, suck dick, and get married.
Really?
Yeah, that's how they do it.
That's what happens?
That's what happens. Here you are.
Honestly.
I do love the montage we get, though. Like, we get Jackie working, we get them fucking, Jackie getting bigger, Daisy smoking and stalking from afar at the gym, and then we get that Macho Sluts book. And then we get the cartoon that they're watching. I think it's Gulliver's Travels, when that guy, the big giant, well, I guess he's just a person, is on the ground and he's tied to the ground.
Yeah.
You have all those tiny things.
They're just like tying them around.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, wait, that's funny, because then what happens later is very poetic if you think about it. And then you get the egg whites being separated, because earlier she's like, oh, it'd be nice if you separated my egg whites. And I thought that was kind of fun. And then you get more of the veins bulging. And then I wrote in my notes, I feel like this movie belongs in my Coyote Canyon universe.
Whoa. It's a sister film.
Yeah. It's the lesbian version of my gay thriller.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's kind of like the movie that we did last week where they had to replace the male part for a woman part, and it just fucking worked.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, let's give a shout out to Brittany Allen. Yeah, because not only did she share our episode on her story, which I thought was real fucking sweet of her, but she carried on a conversation with us.
Yeah, and being the music composer, right?
Yeah.
For the film that we reviewed last week, What Keeps You Alive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I just want to throw that out there.
Is that
I'm
a question?
Wait, who is she? Right?
Yeah, so that's a really a lovely sentiment that she was nice enough to reshare that. So thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Also, go listen to that episode. Also, if we haven't pointed out that Lou Langston is the head of a crime ring for guns, we probably should, because like around this time we're seeing like guns being wrapped up, guns being transported, and also I'm not sure if it's revealed just yet, but we will find out at one point, and it's spoiled pretty early on, that the police are involved.
Yeah.
Jackie has started asking questions about Lou's past, including her mother, whom Lou admits has been gone for 12 years. Not dead, just gone. Do you think that this movie is trashy? Like it's super trashy, right? It also has like a wild things thing going on, like the toe sucking. It's hot.
You know what? For that toe suck, I was like, is that really her toe?
It is.
It couldn't be like a fake prosthetic because
No.
Kristen Stewart keeps it in her mouth for like a long time, and I'm like, dude,
Kristen
is, like,
Stewart's a nasty
fucking-
little thing. I think she probably straight up put her fingers inside this girl.
She's
too.
a team player.
I think that she's a team player. I think that she's a method actor, if you will.
It was like, wow. I mean, that's Kristen. Yeah, you're right. Like, it's just Kristen Stewart, and
being Kristen
she'll just
Stewart.
be doing that.
I love
trashy shit.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Langston watches Jackie practicing her body movement stuff on her break and shoots a gun at her. He teaches her how to shoot a gun, and she is obviously scared because she doesn't like guns, but she is really good at it, which is kind of concerning.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie later invites Lou to Vegas, and Lou says she will go. Later, they all go to dinner, JJ, Beth, and the girls. Beth tries to teach JJ how to use chopsticks. It's really uncomfortable. Beth has a black eye at this dinner, and while she's trying to teach JJ how to use the chopsticks, she drops food on his crotch, and he yells at her in front of everyone. And Lou takes this opportunity to confront him about his shitty behavior, but he in turn tells her that he fucked Jackie, and that's how bad she wanted a job, that she was willing to just fuck him in his back seat. So the car ride home is not pleasant.
You see the way she's twitching her hand in the scene, Kristen Stewart, while she's driving? Like, she's fucking just, like, her hand is just shaking out of fucking motion. Like, what, girl, you better get it together. She's so pissed.
Yeah, she does, like, a lot of new modernized versions of her lip biting that is more tolerable.
It's fucking great.
I think,
like, she used it right at the appropriate time.
Yeah, they exchange a lot of words in this part, too. Like, I think that they're moving fast, but they also didn't ask a lot of questions at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you guys took a little bit more time to get to know each other, then maybe
True.
this wouldn't be happening.
Because she does explain to her, this happened way before I met you, you know, like way before I even knew who he was as well. So
Yeah. Lou tells her that Beth is the only reason she sticks around because she's a brainwashed idiot. Beth, not her. And that's what's going on. The cops won't do anything because they don't care, and they're also involved with the whole gun organization. And we find out that Lou Langston really, really runs shit in this town.
yeah, and this, like during this scene, is probably the most original or OG Kristen Stewart that you'll get like in the entire movie, because she just kind of taps back into her old Kristen Stewart during the scene when she's explaining, like, you know, the abusive situation.
Oh, yeah. And she's such a good crier.
Yeah.
Like when she pours tears, like she really, really emits like honest emotion. And it's so wonderful to watch. It really is. Oh, so FBI guys are watching throughout all this, by the way. So that also is adding more tension and more suspense, I guess, if you will. And of course, this follows up with another very steamy sex scene between the two girls. And I mean, I guess you can call it a sex scene. There's like
porno.
Yeah, there's biting, there's cigarette smoke, and there's okay, yeah, let's call it a sex scene. There's pussy stretching.
Honestly.
There's finger licking, there's heavy breathing, there's dirty talk. Only validating more that this is not your Twilights, Kristen Stewart.
she's definitely eating more than blood or biting more than necks.
Wait, did she become a vampire in those movies?
Yeah.
Okay. I never
She
saw
had to.
all of them, yeah. Also, this also proves that sex fixes everything for lesbians,
Oh, really?
right? I mean, all they do is fight and then fuck and then they're happy
It's
again.
crazy, right? Like, why do they fight? Like, and I'm not saying all of them, but the ones that I've known as couples, like, they've always fought some really tough fights. Like, some of them end up with really deep scars,
And then they bang it out.
lacerations.
And then they bang it out.
And then they bang it out and last
And-
forever.
And then they're fine.
But most of them own homes and shit like that, so they got the shit together.
And buy tattoo shops.
But I don't know about that. I
I'm
don't
just
want to call
kidding.
them out. Like, no,
I'm joking. Okay. They exchanged their first I love yous. Alex, what are your thoughts on all this sexy sex?
It's fucking great because, in all honesty, both of them are just as sexy. Jackie being like just so hot, like her cinnamon skin, her perfect skin. She has really great buns.
Yeah, she does. She has a great ass.
She does. And she's like mainly wearing a thong the entire time. I
Yeah.
was going to say tong time. And Kristen Stewart, well, she's just fucking Kristen Stewart. I'm sure that during me watching this movie, I really wish I was a dyke just so I can, be like, God damn, these bitches are hot. Like, kind of like when I see movies and I'm just like, God damn, these guys are hot.
It kind of sounds like you were doing that anyway.
I kind of was, but I just, in a sense, I want to see how hot these girls are on screen to like girls that are actually like into them, like that are turned on by this. Like, I want to know what they think, how this feels for you. Like, this is amazing that this movie actually got made and put out, and the way that they're showing the things that they're showing in it.
Oh, it's great. I will attest to that. It's amazing what we are allowed to get away with these days.
Yeah.
As filmmakers, like, bravo.
It's like lesbians should be truly proud of shit like this and not angry at it, but just proud at the fact that this is being made and put out. And thank you. Even if it's made the way it's made in horror or the storytelling, it's perfectly okay because they're now showing things, that never have been shown before. And we're like in awe.
The one fault I will give it is I don't think that it should paint lesbians as murderous psychopaths either, because it kind of
not at all. But we've reviewed a movie where we've already like put the fear in transphobia as well, or like in trans people as well, and it's like, how are movies gonna like make a trans person a horror person, like something to be scared of now, like literally. And it's just the way the movie is created and the story on it.
Yeah, and I think it executes it well because they both have enough depth as characters. I think if it was done in a different way, that it could have been done very wrong. You know, I think they did it the right way though. But I mean, just one like little slip though, like I think ending it the way it did was like just such like a sigh of relief because it's just so fun.
Like, you kind of can't be mad at it at all, because if you're a fan of Kristen Stewart, you're gonna love it, of course. If you love working out and shit, you're gonna love it. If you love horror, you're gonna love it. If you love murder, you're gonna love it. If you loved Yellowstone, because honestly this is a lot like Yellowstone to me, like the family dynamic. It's exactly kind of like Yellowstone. I don't know if you remember the secret behind Yellowstone as well, and like nope. Where they took. You never watched it?
Nope.
So it's kind of like exactly the same. There would be this thing where they would call it the train station, and it's the exact same kind of like place where Kristen Stewart and what's her name take Dave, or was it Dave Franco?
Yeah.
Later on, to dispose of him. It's the same thing. Like there's this place where only they know, only the family knows, where they dispose of these bodies that the family gets rid of, and nobody else knows about it. Only the guy that works for them, which I forgot his name, Rip. He only knows the place, and he takes these bodies and disposes them over the cliff like that. Nobody knows about him. Like, nobody knows about this specific spot that only he takes these bodies to. So it kind of like reminded me of that, because as the plot unfolds, we'll see why like this is so, it reminds me so much of Yellowstone.
See, so that makes me feel better, because there are certain things that I've written about that kind of go in like not exactly that direction, but it goes in that territory. And I feel like all of my ideas came before all this shit. So it's like I sat on it for too long, but knowing that Yellowstone is out, knowing that Love Lies Bleeding, all of this stuff, like all writers steal from each other.
Yeah,
you know
really.
what I mean? Like, it just makes me feel better.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I thought about, not even knowing that you had already like put this down on on paper.
Yeah.
And yeah, that exact. How funny! Look at right in front of me, Rip.
And right above it,
Pioneer Town.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just one thing I just wanted to mention, that it reminds me so much of that family.
Is that a good show?
It's a fucking great show, but
My
you know
mom
what?
watches it.
Only the first season, honest to God, will keep you glued, and then you'll just kind of like lose it coming.
Fair
up.
enough.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. Just not with 6 Feet Under.
Mm-mm.
We need to finish Yellow Jackets. You need to catch up on Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next morning, we find out that Beth is in the hospital looking all sorts of fucked up and unconscious because JJ has fucked her up.
Ooh.
Have we mentioned also that Ed Harris was Jena Malone's dad once already?
Where?
In Stepmom.
Oh my gosh, no way.
Yeah, she was like 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have worked together.
Yeah, she was like a baby.
That's so fucking
So
cute.
that's kinda
We
cool.
love that shit.
And I think that's why, with the way that he caresses her face was like so touching for me. And that's why I think that earlier when I was like, is he a good dad? I think that in that moment, I felt like that little tinge of nostalgia because I had seen Stepmom a million times and I loved it. And I I loved that relationship they had in that film, and I think that I kind of saw that when I saw this moment. And it is creepy and it's gross because, again, he's not doing anything to remedy the situation. Like, he's going to go, like, cover it up and essentially not help his daughter, because here's what's happening. So Beth is in the hospital. Her face is super fucked. Like, this guy has really fucked her up. Her husband has really hurt her. And she's completely unconscious, and Jackie and Katy end up in the hospital room with her. Lou shows up as well, and he's basically telling Lou Jr., Kristen Stewart, that he's just going to fix it. He's going to cover it up. That JJ, he's an important member of the organization, and that they need him, so that there's not much that can be done otherwise, and that they're just going to, like, go on as if nothing had happened.
And mind you, the shooting range that Lou Sr. owns, it has a bar in it,
and that's where Katy, that's where Jackie works.
So it's like, you know, like, this guy, I mean, he works at a gun range, at a shooting range, then he gets drunk, and then he goes home and beats up his wife.
Yeah, but first, I was gonna say, before he goes home and beats up his wife, he fucks all the strange women that are in the bar, including Jackie. So there's all that, and what was I gonna say? So. But also, he tells Lou Jr. that Beth would not want him dead. So that's another thing. So, like, according to Beth, she would want JJ to stay alive. Yeah. The way that he looks at Jackie and Lou together and kind of connects the dots that they are probably an item is also really creepy.
But you know, he ain't going to do shit about what happened to Beth.
No, not at all.
He's more concerned about the relationship that these two have than what he's going to fix for Beth. Get the fuck out of here.
And what is going to happen with, like, the flow of his traffic. Yeah. Right? And, like, his money income. Yeah. Yeah. So Jackie's roid rage kicks in, and she leaves and goes to JJ and Beth's house. So she leaves Lou at the hospital with Beth. And
this is because she got so angry because, what's her name? Was just, like, kicking shit around the hospital room and mentioning that she wants him dead, right?
Yeah, like, she was having an emotional breakdown. So Jackie leaves her there, and she waits at Beth and JJ's house for JJ to get home. He's been in jail giving a statement for who knows how long. And when he arrives home, he pours a drink, listens to a voicemail from Mr. Langston, and then is viciously attacked by Jackie in the living room. And by viciously,
Jesus Christ,
what does she do, Alex?
She fucking beats the shit out of him from behind, places his fucking face on the coffee table, and continues to just fucking smash it. And I think she probably, like, grabs the back of the head and just smashes it into the coffee table to where the jaw is just open on it, and just rips the fucking jaw apart. And you see it, not that we actually see it happening, but once the body falls down off the coffee table, you see the chin, like, kind of dangle after.
Oh, it's bad. And his eyes are just, like, ice blue.
And at this point, I'm literally, like, so over coffee tables, because we have already done a movie where coffee tables was involved. And now this is the second movie with a coffee table death, where I'm just, like, probably over having a coffee table in our house. Like, now it's just a weapon.
That. It's so funny you mentioned the coffee table, because I was going to talk about that as well.
It's so nuts, dude. I'm just like, what the fuck are these writers, like, thinking now? Like, coffee tables are such an enemy now to us.
Oh God, there's a really good coffee table death, and a glass coffee table, no less, in Lost Highway.
This coffee table keeps beating up my knee.
I keep trying to move things around so we could be walking around this fucking table.
But I love it so much.
Speaking of Aaron, thank you. So Lou wakes up later and realizes she's carless, so she catches a cab. When she drives by Beth's house and sees her truck, she goes inside, finding Jackie in the bathtub, in shock, covered in JJ's blood. So they roll the corpse up in the carpet, and they take his car and her truck and drive separately to dispose of it.
And I love Kristen Stewart's reaction to the body, like when she sees the body on the floor. Fuck,
she just has, like, such good reactions to everything that happens to her from this point forward. Like this part, and then later on with Daisy, and everything is so funny. Like, that's where the dark comedy is, I think, too.
It's like one of those things. This is exactly like that feeling that I was telling you during the coffee table when we were talking about it, the movie, The Coffee Table, where it's like, have you ever done something that you regret so much? You know, like you just, like, it happened in the moment, and you're just like fucking, it's inside of you, and you just don't know how to get it out, and you know that it's your own secret, and it's so fucking bad. It's kind of like what Jackie did now. It's like she did something that shouldn't have done, and it shouldn't have been done, but she just fucking got all raged out and did it.
Oh God. And this is only the beginning.
Yeah.
This is only the beginning. While they're at the red light, and while she's driving JJ's car, Lou is approached by Daisy, who just happens to be wandering around in the middle of the street. Praise Daisy.
Yeah, praise Daisy, and also
her busted meth mouth.
Sketchy side of town. Like, I don't get it. This is so creepy to me. This small town is fucking creepy as shit to me. Like, I don't get why they're hanging out, in the corner, at the corner.
It's the late 80s. I feel like she's barefoot in
I feel
this
like
part.
there's more than what happened to these two girls going on in that town.
Well, I think that they've hooked up before. And I think
Yeah.
that Lou has been blowing her off because she's like embarrassed, and like rightfully so. Like Daisy is not like
The one.
your ideal like candidate to be your girlfriend. Like, and that's being kind. You know what I mean?
Is,
she's very erratic, and she's like all scattered.
She's the one that's like after the party's done, like, okay,
And
and
she's still
also
going.
you have to sneak her in wherever the fuck you take her because
And
you don't
you
want to be seen with
can't
her.
because she's loud as fuck.
Yeah.
And she's just a little annoying. She's throwing up all the time. She's asking for drinks at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and she's smoking all the
But
cigarettes.
she's very colorful. It's like everybody else
Yeah.
is boring around her. So the look that she kind of gives when nobody wants to like pay attention to her is kind of sad because it's like, all this girl just wants to do is just live.
Yeah, and she's very devoted.
And everybody's shutting her down.
She's very devoted to who she is into.
Mm-hmm.
And in this movie, it's Lou.
There's nothing wrong with giving attention to just one person.
Exactly. And like I said, she's my favorite fucking character in the movie.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah, of course.
Sorry.
And I'm not editing that out because I like real life.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Okay.
Like I have to ask permission.
I let him go, by the way, just so you guys know.
You let me go.
So Lou invites Daisy to Winkies because she needs her out of the way. And Daisy is just over the moon. And I love this for Daisy. And I love the overhead shots of their drive, the close-ups on the highways. It's going back to Lost Highway and David Lynch. This movie is just full of Lynchisms. These nighttime scenes are some of my favorites, too. They seem otherworldly, they're ominous, and the cinema trophy really shines. Especially when we get the flashback scenes of young... oh my god, the cinema trophy. Oh my god. And the cinematography really shines, especially when we get the flashback scenes of young Kristen Stewart in the red glimmering stuff.
That's nuts when that starts happening. So that's a whole nother movie.
Lou douses JJ's car with gasoline, and the girl shoved the car off the cliff that we opened the movie with. That deep cavernous hole, remember?
Uh-huh.
She throws a burning bottle thingy. I don't know what they're called. What do we call those?
Oh my gosh, what are they called? Something cocktail Molotov?
Sure. One of
Right?
those.
The bottles with the fire?
A Mickey Fin. I don't know.
Like, what are you talking
She
about?
throws one of those down, and it erupts into flames. And she says, "Trust me." Jackie asks, "What is this place?" And then the smoke rises, and the plot thickens. I mean, have we ever been scared of Ed Harris before in a movie?
No, I don't think so.
Every time I see his face on this screen for this movie, I'm legit like freaked out.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not good.
Initially, when you first meet the man.
Yeah, it's just not a good look on him. I guess in the movie Mother, the Darren Aronofsky movie, he's creepy, but that movie is just so scattered and stupid. I didn't love it. But I think that him and Michelle Pfeiffer were probably the better parts of it, from what I remember correctly. But in this, he's legitimately scary. Jackie still wants to go to Vegas. Lou explains why they can't, and it's because what she's done will lead the police back to her father. And he will hopefully also be blamed for JJ too. So that's the plan.
Yeah.
Jackie isn't hearing her. Lou can sense the tension and locks her in the apartment as she leaves to go back to Beth's. There's this wide shot of the New Mexico desert during this part. And when it's like the daytime and the smoke is rising out of the caverns. And it's like the best shot of the entire movie.
Yeah, so basically these caverns, which is like this hillside, right, where they dump these bodies, and they've been doing this for years. So, not Jackie, but Jesus Christ, get it together. What's her name?
Lou?
Lou.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Lou knows about this place, so she went and disposes of this body over the cliff and starts a fire so that she kind of can signal the FBI or the cops, of what is going on in this place. And once they find his body, they're going to, focus on all the other bodies that are there and literally not even care about who killed this person. They're just going to investigate every single one of them, and it's all going to lead to one person.
Yeah, and which will be him.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And this is the train station from Yellowstone that I'm talking about.
Oh God, I need to watch that because
Yeah.
that's interesting.
It's pretty dope.
I love stuff like that. When you learn about like deep dark secrets of like family that have been buried, like literally, and
This
there are
is how-
literal bodies.
Yeah, so they've basically cleaned up everybody that's in their way.
I love that. And speaking of which, Lou is back at Beth's to clean up the bloody aftermath of what happened to JJ. And you would think she's done this before,
Yeah.
right? Like with how she's all decked out in her red jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And she's got like the cleaning supplies and she's like actually like cleaning up house. And Jackie realizes she's been locked in the apartment. So she roids up in her toes, which is pretty horrific. And the way her body is moving in morphine is also very, very hideous.
Which I kind of like these shots when they show like the body moving and growing.
Oh, it's my favorite. I think that's where a lot of the horror aspects are, is when she's starting to like feel like
mutate.
like feel like out of control and mutate, but also in control, because when she's roiding out, she like feels like a bigger version of herself, you know?
Oh yeah. Speaking of, when she killed what's his name? Fuck, I can't get this shit together.
JJ?
Me, JJ. Well, JJ, Lou, what the fuck? Lou, there's so many. When she killed him, she grew.
You know, I had that in my notes as well. She grew like a whole fucking 10 feet. Like she was like, it was like, oh, now I'm losing it. Hagrid.
Yeah, she was like Hagrid. She
in
was fucking
comparison
huge.
to like the kids
Or more like the fucking
in Harry Potter.
that demon from EXHUMA.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
God, you guys watch EXHUMA.
Okay.
So fucking good. So Dad shows up with some guys looking for JJ, and Lou has to hide in the closet. This was a really tense scene. I
Yeah.
thought it was tense when he's like, why hasn't anyone taken care of the bird? And then he's like looking around and sees that someone is there and that someone has cleaned. And he like consents that someone is there. Like, I was like, oh fuck, like this is where it's gonna take a turn. He's gonna catch her. Oh, like this guy's smart. These people are smart. They seem stupid.
It goes from like a love story to such a fucking tensed out movie.
It's so fucking crazy. Ooh. So, this is where we find out that the police are being paid by Langston. He literally tells a cop to go find out who else knows about the ravine where JJ's car and body were found, because they've been found, by the way. Elsewhere, Jackie is losing it. She's way too high. She headbutts Lou and hitchhikes to Vegas, out of her mind on steroids. She's hallucinating and not willing to accept the fact that she's literally just killed a man. I like how in this movie the drug of choice is steroids. That it's not coke, it's not crystal meth, it's not like something of the 80s. It's like steroids. Like, I like that this is the world we're in. It's like heavyweights and roids. Okay.
I mean, everything's a drug, really.
Yeah, it really is. The moment when she arrives at the hotel and the guy who lets her out of the van is gold. Like when his eyes are all fucking big and black. I would rather be dead than be high on any sort of hallucinogenic ever again in my life.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Agreed.
Like just the stomach ache that comes with it is just not worth it. Oh my Lord. Beth celebrates her birthday in the hospital. She is so fucked up still. Her face looks like another face. It looks like someone else's face. She still doesn't know that JJ is dead, but Lou promises her that she doesn't know what happened. Langston knows that it was Lou, though, and we can tell. Did you notice that at the Coke machine, when Lou and Lou Jr. are standing there, that they're in that red glow that they are in the flashbacks?
Yeah.
It's very reminiscent of those flashbacks, right?
Yeah, it's because it's happening all over again, but like,
yeah,
not really.
In like a different format.
Yeah.
Yeah, the father-daughter convo about love for Beth and how things should have been handled happens, and Lou plays stupid, and then the cops show up to inform Beth that her husband is in fact dead. Oh,
no.
Really? So the police investigating the ravine dive further and find more bodies, just as Lou had predicted. What do you say to that?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said the police end up finding a lot more dead bodies down the ravine.
That's what we had discussed earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
At the competition, everyone but Jackie seems to be thriving. Because if we forgot,
she's in her steroid-induced psychosis.
She's like losing it. Yeah. She has this moment as she is setting up her things where she looks as if she's about to break, but she doesn't.
Man.
But she almost does. And then it's just like a really beautiful moment. Like she's like setting up her little like pouch and like her little bikini.
Yeah.
Also, this profession looks like something I would not love to do. How like to each their own, but no, it is.
You're gonna
not
win
for
some
me.
good money.
God, I hope so. Ugh. She shoots up again before going out on stage. Everyone is stretching and changing in front of her, and by stretching and changing, I mean their faces and their eyes are like morphing in front of her. It's like really, really scary. It's really horrific to see something that they're like that. They're like Snapchat filters.
Yeah.
And you think that it's going very well for her for a second, and maybe it is, and maybe it isn't.
It probably is, but it's just on her head now.
Yeah, and like
Fucked up.
you can't really tell. Like you can't really tell what's real and what isn't. But then she starts choking on something, and she pukes up a slimy version of Lou.
This is a fucking dope ass shot. Like, this whole thing is fucking badass to me. I don't know why. It's like gross, but fucking really good. Like it's so good.
It's just so A24, dude.
Yeah.
It's just so A24.
And again, she turns giant.
Yeah. And then she sees herself looking out into the fiery ravine. But really, she's just thrown up all over the stage and everyone is laughing at her. Plug it up. Plug it up. Plug it up. When she turns to the women behind her backstage, she sees more stretchy demonic faces, which again, I think is super scary. And she starts wailing on them and is dragged off stage by security. What were you saying?
No, that's what I was saying. The women are backstage making fun of her weight.
Is that what they were doing?
Oh,
They're
talking
God.
about her weight.
Why? She looks perfect.
She is, but I mean, when you're under fucking psychosis.
That is the most terrible thing I've ever heard. Well, yeah, but if you're high, everybody's talking about your weight.
Yeah, everybody's the enemy.
That's terrible. Oh, no. Okay, so Lou finds our girl Daisy at her apartment. Remember, she was supposed to be at Winky's, but Lou never showed up because that was just a ploy to get her away from her. Yeah. Daisy gives her a card with a joint inside of it, but Lou doesn't smoke weed anymore, apparently. So Daisy is like a little offended and hurt, but tells her to keep it anyway for a rainy day. And here's my question. Would you rather have Daisy or Jackie?
Well, fuck. Like, define the crazy, you know? Like, Daisy wouldn't have been as crazy as Jackie, but I think you really never know. You never really know. Daisy might be fucking crazy as well.
I think they're both fucking crazy.
Yeah.
One's a murderer and one's like probably a murderer too.
You
I think
really don't
Daisy
know.
would probably put like bleach in your coffee.
Or tie you up, you know, and like feed you bleach.
Yeah.
Why
Or
not?
like assault one of your coworkers.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
they looked at you funny. We already know. Oh, by the way, I mean, I would pick Daisy. We already know that.
Yeah.
We already know that this isn't going to go in a good direction. So Daisy is jealous and she's going to blackmail her. She isn't happy about the big girl that was driving Lou's truck. I like how she talks about Jackie. I think the way that I like how much she hates her. That big cunt. Like she doesn't like her. When Jackie calls from jail, Daisy answers all naked and dancing around the kitchen and tells Jackie never to call again. And fuck off, bitch.
Get out of here.
I love it. That's one of my favorite parts when she like stretches her arms and she like walks off into the kitchen and she's all naked. It's so fucking gross and sleazy.
It's hot.
Yeah. Jackie is bailed out by Langston. We find out that Langston actually owns the gym too. Like going back to how he owns the whole city. He tells Jackie that he's her only friend now and she should probably listen to him. He like lives in a beautiful mansion that overlooks the fucking city.
It's really nice.
Yeah, he gives Jackie this big gun, tells her to go get some rest and to get in touch with him when she's done with her deed. And we don't know what that is yet.
Oh, we know.
What is it? Tell us.
To kill Daisy.
Yeah.
She has to pluck that daisy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Pushing Daisies.
Oh, I like
Pushing
that show. I used to love
Daisies.
that show.
It won a couple Golden Globes, I think.
It was a great
The first
show.
season.
That intro voice, pushing daisies.
But before we get rid of Daisy, oh, you did, huh? Before we get rid of Daisy, though, we get more with her and Lou, which is exactly what the movie needs. It's literally the best. Daisy has so many layers to her, and I love it. Like, it's so much more than just her yellow teeth. And yeah, you're so funny. Lou manipulates her a lot, and like it kind of convinces her to like keep her mouth shut and not say anything about Jackie. And I don't think Lou even knows where Jackie is right now. But anyway, Daisy agrees, and she's like, "Let's get margaritas." And then they have this awkward kiss.
Yeah.
And the next scene is fucking bonkers. Lou and Daisy are walking back into Lou's apartment. Daisy throws up all of the margaritas that they had all over herself in the front porch and is then shot in the back of the head by Jackie.
Super quick. It's so fucking quick.
And Lou's immediate reaction is to just start cleaning.
Yeah.
Because like that's where we're at.
Well, fucking Jackie just runs away.
She does.
Psycho.
And it's funny because Lou is like, baby, wait, like this isn't what it looks like. No.
Because she's trying to explain to her that they weren't hooking up, but right away, without knowing that this was already Coher's death, that the dad had already talked to Jackie about, you need to go kill Daisy.
Yeah. This is all like now very plotted.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. Oh God. And then the next scene is, it's a little much. I think it didn't even need to be in the movie. And it's kind of like an interesting acting choice from Katy O'Brian is the telephone scene where she calls her little brother and she's like, don't fall in love.
Oh, yeah.
I think that
was unnecessary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little barfy.
We get it.
And then the mom comes to the phone and she's like, don't call here again. We hate you. Like, why? That was so
weird.
Dumb. So Lou is wrapping up Daisy's body in a rug, as she does, but the FBI is upon her, so she hides the body. And we learn that Lou was kind of a sidekick of sorts to her dad. And by this, I mean she had helped him kill and dispose of bodies all these years ago. And they ask about her mother and how the last she was heard of 12 years ago was when she went to the police with information on her husband.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
This Lou guy is such a player. He's so good in the game that he knows exactly what to do, because the whole thing about killing Daisy was so he could turn Jackie in, and have her take the blame for JJ's death and the other deaths, or maybe the death right before JJ, and take all the blame off of Lou. So he basically, during that whole thing where Jackie goes and kills Daisy, she returns to Lou, and Lou knocks her out unconscious, and then this is where Lou Sr. calls, what's her name, and is like, calls Lou and tells her that, he wants to put all the blame on her so that basically clean Lou off of everything that happened, JJ's death and all that shit.
To protect the family. Yeah. Organized crime
Jackie
is so
don't mean
interesting.
shit to him. Like, Jackie don't mean shit to the dad.
Yeah. Organized crime is so interesting, especially family crime.
Yeah.
Oh God! And then he has a meltdown and he eats that bug.
Well, yeah. Lou threatens to expose his operation. Remember, she gets so mad at him for like wanting to do that to Jackie that she gets so mad and she's like, "I'm gonna expose." Like, she wants to expose his little operation.
Oh yeah, and then he gets really mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets really upset and he's like, "You are threatening me," and she takes like the world's longest, most epic pause, and then she says, "Yeah, I think I am."
Yeah. Because she's finding out she has power.
Oh God, and she does.
Yeah.
Because he's actually kind of scared.
Well, everything's under her name.
It is.
So even if he disappears, he could fucking throw that motherfucker in that ravine herself, and everything would literally be hers.
Because she is Lou Langston.
She is Lou Langston.
Oh, crazy. That's wild. And so that only makes sense for her to prepare for vengeance, right? So she has a gun, she has some money, but the cop, who is called Mike, right? This is Officer Mike. He's like the head of the police department. Let's see who he is played by, because he is actually a central character, I suppose.
I would say so. He's the one that's moving the story along.
Yeah, David DeLeo. He's the one who is like the main honcho as far as the cop department goes.
Yeah.
He is sent to Mikasa Apartments, which is where Lou lives, to kill her. And this is the scene that reminds me of Kill Bill.
Yeah. With Vivica.
With Vivica, yeah. It's a fun scene.
Yeah.
But he dies very quick. She kills him very quick. And then drags Daisy down the stairs. I love how her hair is sticking out of the carpet.
Yeah.
And like, I don't even think she drags her. She just pushes her ass down the stairs in the carpet.
Let's go, bitch.
Also, Mikasa Apartments. My House Apartments.
My House Apartments.
What the fuck?
Right?
The little battle between Beth and Lou is hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
When Lou meets up with Beth and Beth is like inside her old bedroom in the mansion and they like, she grabs her by the face and her face is already all broken and she's like hurting her and she's like, "Love you, sis." And she's like, "You're a monster."
That's fucked up.
And Beth tells her, "You never know what love is."
Yeah.
And Lou,
I don't think she'll ever know what love is.
I love you. And Beth is like, fuck you.
Yeah,
God,
that's kind of mean. Like, that's a really fucked up scene because all she's doing is just protecting her. And, like, Beth doesn't get it.
It's so interesting because, I mean, domestic abuse is no laughing matter, you know? But, like, people get so fucked up in the head over it. Like, they don't know what it is that they're protecting anymore. They don't know what it is that they are. Because
in all reality, they're protecting this person that is like, okay, there might be something wrong with him mentally, or just, you know, like maybe his upbringing was just like the roughest, but you break yourself apart from the whole being a victim to, you just don't understand. Like, this person's been through so much shit, you know, like his anger comes from somewhere. Yeah. And that's basically what happens here. Like, Beth is so in her head about JJ, and like, he just needs help. He just needs help. Well, get him the fucking help. Like, help the motherfucker out. Like, don't let him work at a fucking shooting range. Don't let him go to the bar after work. And don't let him have friends.
Yeah, because he's kind of an asshole. Like, when we first meet him, he's a charming asshole. But, I mean, because he's not mean to Jackie when he is introducing her to Mr. Langston. Like, he seems like a charming, nice guy.
He's a Camaro driving, mullet wearing guy that, like, of course he's charming. Like,
but I mean, like, he's a philandering, abusive nitwit.
Yeah.
As well. He kind of reminds me of Keanu Reeves' character in The Gift.
His toxic trait is abuser. Like,
yeah, like, which is, I mean, I'm not saying anybody deserves to die, but like, homeboy, you know what? People deserve what they get.
The way that he died, it kind of lets you understand murder. Like, it's kind of in the way, like you just said, like, he kind of got, you know, he kind of deserved what he got. So it's like, it kind of lets you understand murder. Like, yeah, that son of a bitch was an asshole. Like, he got it.
Well, people shouldn't do bad things. I always say that bad things happen to bad people. And this movie is a very good example of that. Right? Like, bad things happen to bad people.
Yeah, you hang out in wrong spots. Guess what?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Lou finds Jackie tied up outside the tennis court of the mansion. They have another beautiful moment of I love yous with you idiot included, which I really like. They devise a plan. Jackie will go one way. Lou goes to confront her dad, who shoots her in the leg. And they discuss mother. When he digs his finger into her wound, Jackie feels it. And then she starts to Hulk out. She's morphing and changing. And as he holds the gun to Lou's temple, she shows up gigantic, like that Gulliver character that we had talked about earlier, snatching him away, holds him down so Lou can throat fuck him with the gun. She's also wearing her She's also wearing her competition outfit.
Yeah.
And there are like shooting stars in the sky.
This is a great fucking, like, what's happening now is so fucking good. This is the buildup. We're here. The moment is happening. We're in the shit now.
It's like, that's what I mean. Like, it's like everything is built up to this one moment. It's like everything has been so violent and off the wall and so like just crazy. And like, this is exactly what we needed. We needed something like fantastical and like unicorn like.
Yes.
You know, we needed a 50-foot woman to come out of the bushes to come like hold down dad. So Kristen Stewart can put like a phallic penis in his mouth and not kill him, because she doesn't kill him.
No.
Like, they have choice words, you know, she like kind of like it demasculates him a little bit.
And that is worth a lot more.
I think so
too. The
too.
demasculation is so much, it's worth so much more.
I think so too. And I think that that's like a really beautiful moment. And then they hear the sirens because they've called the cops, and these two women get to run off into the fucking like dusk together. And it's like the skies are purplish and like blue. And like, that's like my Greg Araki reference again. Like, they're just running off into like what like I would imagine is like a Venus sunrise, you know, and like there's like shooting stars happening, I think, in the background. Yeah. It's like really fucking beautiful, and they're like both dressed like in like sports bras that are like studded in diamonds.
And the way this looks, like the filming, the cinematography, everything about what's happening in this moment is so fucking magic. It's great. Like every single thing that is happening during this scene is so fucking wonderful. Like even if you think about it after you watch the movie, you're like, what a filtered world. It was such an amazing feeling to like float in there with them.
Yeah. If you think you've seen it, you probably have, but also not exactly like this.
No.
So it's got like a lot of merit, and I just applaud the director, because the visual style of at least this film, because unlike Alex, I haven't seen Saint Maud, so I can't attest to that film, but I think that this movie just has so much fucking style. There's a lot of really cool style. But this isn't the end, because they actually don't end like this. That's probably what they both kind of see as
Could have
their
ended.
ending. But also, I think that it's kind of funny because that's also how Kristen Stewart sees Jackie saving her. She
Yeah.
sees her as this Hulk of a woman, as this big superhero who comes to save her from her dad. And that's like what she's been waiting for the whole time. So I really love that for her, that she gets her happy ending.
And this is in metaphor because of the overuse of steroids, that she just grew that big. And,
Yeah.
you know, like, it's like how you say, like, this is how Kristen Stewart sees her big hero of a woman.
Her China.
Yeah.
Her China doll. Her wrestler. How funny.
I saw a gigantic woman eat shit yesterday during our walk with my dog, with
Oh,
the
you
dogs last
did.
night.
That's
oh my
right.
gosh, dude, I felt so bad. This lady like straight out tripped in front of us and just fucking ate shit, and she was a giant.
Oh my God. And he even text messaged me. He was like, oh, I
was like,
just
oh
saw
my
Jackie
gosh.
eat shit.
I was like, I just saw this woman straight out of what is it? Eel of Praise.
Love Lies Bleeding.
Love Lies Bleeding.
You and I are not with it tonight.
We are not.
I'm slurring my words.
Yeah,
Like,
you know what? My brother gave me some of this, some new devil's grass, and we've been on it. And I think it's just kind of like slowing me down. Like it's good. It's natural. Like it's none of that store-bought shit, but it's just like, it's been keeping me on a mellow.
remember when weed was like normal and you could just buy it off of strangers, or like
That
you
was
get it from
scary.
like your brother? who
I literally
grows
would
in,
buy it
like,
from
his garage.
my coworker's grandmother, which I would go to her house and she'd be sitting in the front porch and I would give Slipper $60 and she would give me a little dime sack. I'm like, this is not enough.
Okay, so they're driving away in Lou's truck, and she hears movement in the back, and we realize that Daisy is actually still alive inside this carpet. So Jackie is asleep next to her, and they have their cat, by the way. The cat is with them. Lou gets out. She parks the car, gets out, and then goes into the back of the truck and strangles Daisy. She suffocates her and then drags her into the desert, and we can only assume that she buries her in the desert.
Yeah.
And that's how the movie ends.
And this specific scene was in the trailers when we used to see it in the theater. And it was so good to just watch what was going to happen with this scene. And unfortunately, it's the last scene in the movie. But it's still fun the way the movie ends. I'm so ready for whatever comes next, if they ever decide to tap into another adventure with this type of movie.
Well, I hope they don't. I hope they allow me some time to get my fucking ass in gear and get some movies sold to some people who want them. Because I have some movies that would fit perfectly in this universe. Let me do it.
Yeah,
Let me do
honestly, and like we fucking made up a 7-set series just today, just thinking of shit. So it's valid what you have.
Oh my God, I love
written
it.
down.
I did it first.
You did it first.
I did it first. But with that being said, this movie, you guys just, oh God, it's pretty fucking perfect.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking perfect. And on my Gory Gaydar, I'm going to give it a pretty solid fucking 5. And that's out of 5. Let's be clear. And I know you're all probably thinking, God, they're so lenient on movies. But first off, we probably are only going to talk about movies that we enjoy. So one of these days we're going to talk about a movie that we don't love. Like, I'm sure it'll happen. But for the most part, we're probably going to like the movies that we talk about.
I feel like there's nothing absolutely wrong with this movie, and that there's something for everyone in it.
Yeah, like I think that it's a sizzling display of love and lust and bad decisions and family and dysfunction, and it's fun. And I've seen it now. I've seen it 3 times. I would watch it again.
And
I'm gonna pull a U and say I could watch this over and over again.
Yeah, honestly. And you know what? Not only this movie, but anything else that comes out of Rose Glass's ass. Honestly, I'm gonna say that this film probably cements her now as a good director. You know, because I've seen Saint Maud and at 94% of score. You know, and then this one follows right after with another 94% score. It's such a good fucking movie. It also finally validates Kristen Stewart as a fucking amazing actress. She did such a great job in this movie. It's so fucking good. And then Ed Harris, my gosh, this guy we've only seen, like you said, in Sweet Parts where he plays great characters, and he's not so
always
scary.
just the cool dad.
Yeah.
Right? He was in Milk Money.
Yeah.
I loved him as the dad in Milk Money.
And
the,
then
the sheriff in Needful Things,
Yeah,
which I don't love that
absolutely.
movie, but he's always that guy.
And then we have Barish. What's her name? Barish Niva.
Anna Barishkanova,
Right
or
there,
whatever.
just right behind him, nipping at his fucking heels, just matching the fucking energy and being just as fucking great actress as everybody else in this fucking cast. And they did such an amazing job. The director alone, everybody involved, is such a good fucking film. We loved it. We love it here at the Gory Gays, and we highly recommend. I like you. I myself give it a high score as well.
I'm gonna also point out another movie that I loved Kristen Stewart in, which was Lizzie with Chloe Sevigny. She was fucking great in that movie. I don't know how I forgot to mention that. So yeah, I'm on the Kristen Stewart train.
I've always been. It's so weird. I've always had to fight people. Like, she's fucking good. She's good. She's great. She does a good job. She does what she needs to do, and she's Kristen Stewart, and she's here to stay.
It's just she's been in so much shit. I'm looking right now. Oh, and I'm correcting myself. The Cake Eaters came out in 2007. 2007. She was in The Flintstones Viva Rock Vegas, you guys.
Kristen Stewart?
Yeah.
She was one of the kids?
She was just a random person.
Oh.
All right. So, yeah, guys, that is Love Lies Bleeding. I think that it is a solid fucking effort. I commend Rose Glass, and I commend this cast. I don't think we could say anything else without fucking talking for another hour. I think we've talked well over 2 hours at this point, and I have a lot of editing to do.
Oh my gosh. I love that Katy O'Brian. She's so fucking hot. Look her up. Honestly, she's 35 years old, and her birthday's actually February 12th, 1989. That's so weird because the movie was made in...
I think that Kristen Stewart's a 1989 baby, too.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
She's from Indianapolis. What?
Yeah.
She's so, cool. Like, exotic.
Yeah, no, she's really... Oh, she's going to be in that movie Twisters, too.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, and also Mission Impossible 8.
That's fucking badass. I'm so excited for
Everybody's got shit happening.
Yeah.
Really excited. Oh, I think the next movie we're going to go see in theaters is The Exorcism.
Oh, she was in Mandalorian. Dude, she's got it made.
Are you listening?
Oh, yeah, what?
I said the next movie we're going to go see in theaters is The Exorcism.
Yes, we are. Absolutely.
Starring Fear Street Girl.
We got you, girl.
We saw her a couple days ago. She complimented the dog.
Yes, she did.
We're almost there.
We're almost there.
All right, guys. So next week, stay tuned for our Whatever Happened to Baby Jane episode. It's an audio commentary. It will be available on our Patreon, so remember that. There will be no episode on this regular platform, but feel free to go back and listen to our other episodes. Where can you find us on social media, Alex?
Holy shit. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on fucking everywhere. Every single platform that exists.
That's not true. We're not on TikTok.
We're on Facebook.
We're not on TikTok.
We could be on TikTok. Yeah, we are.
Could we be on TikTok?
We are on TikTok.
Oh, are we?
There's a scene of ours where we've done a documentary.
We've done a
floating around.
We've done a documentary.
A live commentary.
I love this world we live in.
Commentary.
Yeah, we're on Threads too.
We're on Threads
and
as
YouTube.
Well. And YouTube. And what else?
What's our handle?
Our handle is at the Gory Gays.
Yeah, baby.
Girl, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That. I just
trying to quiz me here. You want to quiz? Here, pick a card. Quick. Pick a card.
No, we're
Make it
done
easy.
Here.
Nope. Who is also known as Mistress of the Dark? You'll never get this.
And Gypsy.
What sci-fi horror film does Black Hole unleash its evil upon the actors Lawrence Fishburne and Sam Neill?
Event Horizon.
You saw it from behind.
I just like that movie.
You saw it from behind.
All right, guys. Oh, also email us at the Gory Gays if you have any comments or suggestions. And
stay gory, stay gay, stay happy.
Stay gory, stay gay, and stay
slappy. Get out of here. Oh, gosh.
Love you guys. Stay gory.
Bye. Stay gory, stay gay.
Bye.